It is Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. It's 9:55 a.m. and I'm done trading for the day. I taken 4 trades today and I will go through all of those. 2 were winners, 2 were losers. So I'm going to cover all the entries and all the exits and let you know the end results of the day. So first, what I traded was BHC, or Bosch Health Companies, and I entered this one in pre-market and I went short on it. Let me show you what I was looking at. I was looking at the 1 minute chart. So this is what I saw on BHC. Downwards draft yesterday, and then in pre-market a drop down staying below the VWAP. So what I did is I went on a pullback up closer to VWAP to short it. And this is where I entered a short, right there. Now, what happened is when the market opened, this obviously, as you can see, pulled down in pre-market hours. And then when the market opened, I saw that it could not go down lower than the pre-market candle here. So I tried to exit my position. I tried to cover on this candle here. However, my system, TradeStation, lagged out and I could not cover my position. I could not get filled. The screen just went kind of gray, so it did not allow me to click exit or click sell or click buy or anything like that. So I jumped on my cell phone to open up the mobile app. However, that needed to be updated. So by the time I updated that, and by the time I entered it and exited on screen here, because you can only be logged in one place at a time, by the time I went in my phone and entered the position to exit that position, this is the candle where I exited. So it took me about 3 to 4 minutes to figure out how to get out of it. In the meantime, as you can see, it was over because I went short on this candle here. So I was at a loss on all these candles here. And it was frustrating because I had a very nice gain down here where I wanted to exit. So it would have been a very good day. But because it froze up, I had to get on my cell phone. This is where I covered. However, it may look better, but it's not, because I entered the position at 821 is where I shorted, and I covered at 818, which is up here is where my phone filled me, right there. So I only made 3 cents on the position, but all of this move was missed, and I really don't care. I just wanted to get out of it, because by this time I was done watching what the stock was doing. I just wanted to get out of my position because it was not going according to my plan. And if something does not go according to your plan, you just cut your position. That's the rules that I follow by. So I was just waiting to exit, and I exited. Thankfully, it did not skyrocket immediately, and it would have made me lose a lot of money. At that point, I would have contacted TradeStation and said, hey, I tried to exit the system. You can see it says at this time I put in an order, it was not filled. I tried to do it again, it was not filled. I think there was 3 or 4 tries that were not filled and just rejected. So by the time I exited that, I was only up 3 cents. But boy, I'm glad I exited that position, because I saw that it could not make lower lows here. So I was like, oh, this is going back up for sure. So I'm glad that was over. Next, I traded Carnival Corporation, Carnival Cruise Lines, and this is what I did with Carnival. Let's see, I think I was watching the 5 minute candle actually. Yes. Yep. Why is it not showing my arrows? There we go. There's the 5 minute candle on CCL, or Carnival Cruise Lines. And I entered that at 1460 So I wanted to get closer to VWAP, and I entered it right here at 1460, which I was thinking it might just tap against the bottom of this candle and then continue lower, because it did show me a lot of weakness. Although you see strength here, what you don't see on this chart is bookmaps, which I mentioned in one of my other videos. I saw it breaking through high liquidities over and over again, so I saw weakness there, and that's why I shorted it at 1460, and I covered at 1443. 1443 is right here, and that's why I covered, because as you can tell, well, let me go back to 1 minute. It might be easier to tell that way. So I drag my stop with me down to the top of this candle. Then once this candle fills, I move on to this candle. So my stop was at the top of this candle here. And when that broke on this candle, I got filled. So that's where I got filled, was at 1443 from 1460. I'll take that. So that's what, 17 cents. But as you can see, it continued going lower. So if I had kept my stop higher, I would not have been stopped out, but I'm not trying to hope for anything. I just want to go by my indicators and by my strategy. So another winner there. I was happy about that. Next, I entered a, let me see, what's going on here? Oh, next is AAL, American Airlines. So those are my two winners. And then here on AAL is my two losers. And if it will show me my entries, there we go. Right here. I saw the same thing, was breaking liquidity, bounced against VWAP here, could not break through. So I thought I might try to short on the pullback. So what I did is I entered a position here at 1637. Where is that? 1637 right here, because I saw this candle go up. These tried to make a higher and then went back down, tried to go higher on this one, went back down. And this candle here, it closed green, but then at this tick started going back down. So when I saw that breaking, I entered and I shorted. I shorted at 1637, right where my cursor is. But then when it started going back up, this was my stop, the top of this candle. So I stopped at 1642, right there on this candle here. So I was like, uh-oh, it's reversing. And then I realized that I was actually on the 1 minute chart, and what I wanted to do is the 5 minute chart. So I switched over to the 5 minutes, and I entered the position again. And I entered at 1642 is where I shorted. Because my stop was 1652, it will be past the top of this candle. So I entered again at 1642. So if you see, if you're looking at the 5 minute, I got plenty of room to go for the stop here. And that's what happened. It went back up and I got stopped out at 1652. So losing 10 cents there. So those are my two losses for the day. I had two winners. And if I have two losers in a row, the rule is I stop trading for the day. So as much as I want to, I'm done trading for today. It is a green day overall, but I did give back some profits in the last two trades. So as long as your winners are bigger than your losers, if you have a 2-2, two winners, two losers, you should end up green in the end. And that is what happened with me today. So I'm going to close up here. It's 10:04. I'm done for the day. And now we'll see what Wednesday brings. I'll be back tomorrow.